Hi guys, Joshua here. Today I'm going to be showing you how to assault a fortress in Middle Earth Shadow of War. Pretty much you want to have a high-end assault force. You know, whatever level the enemy has, you want to have higher, and you want to have stuff that sounds typically what you would want. Like enemies that crawl over the walls, enemies that blow up the walls. They're called siege upgrades. They're not really that expensive, but you really don't need to spend any of your money anyways as long as you stay away from the loot chest. You don't need to use them in Act 1. Don't fucking do it. It is not worth it. Because it just matches your level, and in Act 1 you are low level. But pretty much this is going to show you the first stages of attacking a fortress. And it's fairly easy. I thought it would be quite difficult. It just takes maybe about 10-15 minutes. Depending on how long you are and how well you fight and your counters. So you want to have a high level character. You want to have your counter to lethal. You pretty much want to have everything on lethal. And you want to have your stuff ready, and you want to have your supercharge ready, your execution ready, your bows filled. You want to be fully prepared because you really only get one shot at this. You mess up, you have to start all over from the beginning unless they ended up patching it. Like I said, it's not too hard as long as you have good people behind your back. You know, obviously all those characters that give you, but there's three main characters you have to capture are your captains or war chiefs, however you want to look at it. And pretty much they fight in the battle for you, and they can die unless they're online. If they die online, it doesn't affect anything in your story. I don't see the point of online yet. I'll make a video about that later. But this was my first attempt. I ended up going after multiple captains, and thankfully they don't really do the subtitle thing or like the cinematic view where they like do that stupid talk where like, oh, meat man or pink, you know what I'm saying? That annoying shit that you can't skip. And you do run into a fair amount of epics or legendaries, but they're not too hard. It really just depends on what your setup is and who is going to come and fight you. One of the main things you want to have too is the ability to freeze them in place. Oh, this one got me. But you want to be able to freeze them in place because that will help you a lot because there's so much chaos going on that your AIs are going to fight their AIs and it's just going to be all out war. So you really don't have to worry about many people going after you too much. Unless you have something like this go down, which I almost did die, but thankfully I ended up pulling through because I had the freeze. You want that the most. And it looks like they actually do cinematic views all the time. Oh, I don't remember this. This was like a day after recording. I was too tired to edit it yesterday. Anyways, but you want to have your best gear ready, and you don't want to die. I almost ended up dying multiple times, and I was going to edit out a lot of this, but this is my first siege, so I was like, hey, let's just show it off, you know. I've had videos that had lots of views, so, you know, let's see where this one goes. But I'm going to stop talking and let y'all watch, and I'll talk more in a bit and tell you what else you need.
You couldn't shame me, so now you kill me. Pathetic. Ripper gear this lot has. Maybe I'll pick up a sword for myself. I could use a new toothpick.
Pick your teeth later. Right now, we need to take the fort.
Righto, boss. I'll chew my way right through it. I fancy this fort capturing business. And once this one's yours, you'll need a new overlord. I'd like to throw my hat in that ring.
What have I unleashed?
His potential is nearly unlimited.
Righto.
So, quick rundown. This was my first assault on a fortress. So there is a big cutscene up ahead, and I do not fight the Overlord, but this is pretty much a little setup to show you what you'll be facing, where you can run into, to show you that's really not that hard. And at the end, I'll talk more in a bit and tell you the more like of a rundown of how you want to set it up.
This fort belongs to the Bright Lord now!
Can't hear anything in this. I thought I recognized that voice.
Right back.
So much to catch up on. Where do I start?
How about your death?
What? You mean getting hit by the hammer? It's a headache at most. I mean, you want to kill an Uruk, you gotta take the head clean off. Does the job every time. Well, most of the time, I think. I don't know. Never really been sure about that.
Oh, I'm quite sure it's all the time. Allow me to demonstrate.
Bruce. Welcome. The man is a friend. The Olog, watch him. Make sure he don't do anything suspicious, like, you know, kill me.
How did you end up here?
Well, I was captured by some slavers. Actually, they weren't all slavers. Two were cannibals, one was a necromancer. Fun bunch. They captured this Olog. Oh, he was in rough shape. We were cage mates until I sprung us out of there. Olog jumps out, arms go a-flying, and then here we are, the best of friends.
Muranam Kirinu Rahanuk.
Oh, right. I should tell him about the fort thing. Thank you for that. It's kind of a long story. Ranger killed the old Overlord, now it's ours.
Ranger?
Oh, yeah, I named him after you.
I'm honored.
Well, it's been nice catching up and all, but Bright Lord and me just came by to tell you that the fort's ours now.
Right, Lord. Well, you are welcome to it, Right, Lord. Me and Ranger are done with the Overlord game. It's a right pain. You gotta feed your followers, train your followers, make sure you don't get killed by your followers. Yeah, it's a right bother.
Ooh, well, your worries are over, because now I'm Overlord.
No. No, not you. Anybody but you. Whatever you need, Ranger. Me and Ranger have got you covered. Wait, Ranger. It's a little confusing, isn't it? But the point is, Bruce cannot be Overlord.
Zupatkin. I'm not working for these two, I'll tell you that right now.
That works out perfectly, because we got no current openings for halfway.
These squabbling fools. They have their uses. You must choose our overlord with care.
Maybe
You read my mind.
I am a mighty, vicious, what? Olog's friend.
And suffered, but still we stand. There is a new power in Mordor. You! In the days ahead, we will fight other battles and claim other fortresses. But starting today, Mordor belongs to you! Mordor belongs to the Bright Lord!
Funny shit, right? They really know how to pull this game off with their cutscenes. Except the main actor, he's horrible. But pretty much what you want to do for your overlord, since you can't pick the big funny guy there on the way left, you want to pick someone that's your strongest, but that you're willing to lose. Not in a death way, but for on the fighting in the battlefield type of way. It really comes down to you and who you have. My advice, when you first attack a fortress, you want to go with level 20s and up. If it's your first assault. After that, it really just depends on what the enemy level is and your level is. So I'm looking through all of them, seeing if I'm on poison, a big guy or not. But the big guys are all vulnerable to stealth attacks. Now I know no real players can come into action, but if it does work like that online, you don't want to run into that. Nor do you want the enemies, because enemies can do stealth attacks also. But I seriously doubt that would happen in a siege fight. You just don't want that risk. So you want to pick the best person as possible. And you just kind of want to counteract. It's kind of like a Rainbow Six Siege type of thing. You want to have the best counter, but best attack at the same time, You want to go back and forth. So it comes down to what you want. I ended up picking this guy because I think it was the best I had at the time. And yeah, that's what ended up happening. They pick your war chiefs for you, but I think you can re-pick them if you want. Now, if you die, I am not sure if it puts enemy captains in play. Because I rarely died this game, surprisingly, because once you die, that's pretty much it. You have to restart all the fuck over on your captains, which is fun and bad at the same time. I should have let myself die and see what happens, but, I mean, since you have the region captured, you would just have to see, and if you know what happens, then, good for you. But you also want to remember, once you're done with this, you want to set up your defenses. So setting up your siege defenses is similar to setting up your attacks. Your assault, whatever you want to call it. It's just pretty much the same as the siege upgrades. You want to pick probably the most expensive thing, because usually the most expensive thing is the best thing, but it really comes down to what you think would be best. I end up picking, the most expensive stuff because I have money to spend, because, I really don't spend my money on this game, like the in-game currency or anything, because I earn it all. So it really comes down to what you would do. I recommend you pick the highest things. And remember to re-pick your assault force, because it completely takes away your assault force and throws them into the defense force. It flips them. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, you're gonna take your guys in battle, you might as well promote them to your war chiefs. Now, if you can re-promote them to, like, your ground support and put them as your assault force, yes, you can do that. It's very simple. You just flip it over. And what I actually like best about this, you can actually kill off your own forces if you'd like, or you can just command them to die. I mean, it's really up to you, but you can upgrade them, and you can send them into training to upgrade themselves or their forces, stuff like that. They really did do that very well in this game, especially on the siege assault. It's something that surprised me. So I can't wait to do more, and I will film more and hopefully get better strategies for you. So I'm Joshua LM13. Hopefully you liked this video. If you did, leave a thumbs up, and more gameplay is on the way. Thanks for watching.